Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Today I'm working on a small project and I thought I'd bring you guys along in case you wanted to be entertained by my amateur carpentry skills. So what I'm doing today is, if you guys remember, I'm going to go ahead and insulate that small tent, which is where I'm going to keep my snowblower and my generator in the wintertime. And for those of you that haven't heard me say why, the reason why is because I keep my generator and my snowblower out here. And when it's like -30 or so, if for some reason I need to use my snowblower or my generator because I lose electricity, it's very difficult to start or to cold start a generator or a snowblower in -30 weather. So the reason I'm insulating this tent is because in that case where I needed to use it and it was extremely cold, I'll put a little heater in there and let the temperature come up to like maybe 20 degrees above zero, enough for me to safely start my generator or my snowblower. This is not meant to be heated throughout the winter, but just meant to be able to maintain a little bit of heat from a small heater for a few minutes so that I can get my machines started should I have. So the first thing I did was I went ahead and laid down 4 pallets on the ground. I have them as level as I can get them without too much work. It doesn't really have to be extremely level. Right there where it is good enough. And then I got some used plywood that I had in my junk pile over there, and then I'm going to go ahead and screw them onto the pallets. That way there'll be a little bit of stability, and then I'm going to start measuring the inside of the tent and cutting the insulation and then putting the insulation in there. I've come up with a way to put the insulation in there to be pretty sturdy, so we'll see if that works out or not. Now, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this isn't really a precision job. My goal is just to have a platform where I can roll my generator and my snowblower on. Doesn't have to be perfect, but that right there looks good enough. Let's go ahead and put that tent on. What I want to do now is I am going to go ahead and use these screws, which I think they're a bit too long, but I still think that they will work just to hold the tent onto the platform. I'm going to go ahead and drill them into each corner. Well, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it's definitely not perfect. I just noticed that I have let's see if I can show you right there. I have a pole there that's bent, and it's not 100% level, but you know what? This will do for this winter. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some measurements inside, see how long and how wide I need my insulation to be. This is the foam insulation that I got at Lowe's today. And as you can see, I got 3 sheets. I might need one more, but we'll see how it works out. I'd rather just make another trip when I'm in town again to get one more than to get an extra one and either just throw it in my tent or have to return it. And what I like about these is that they're waterproof, meaning that they will not collect water or absorb water. The problem that I've found with the blue ones, you'll see that I'm going to use a blue one for the ceiling, is that those will absorb water and collect water. Although they're a lot more dense and create a better insulation than these ones do, those will absorb water. Another thing that I like about these is that they come with these little dots. I hope you guys can see with the sun. You see these little dots here, these little blue dots? Those right here, as you can see that I marked this one right here. See that one that I marked right there? That right there is at 69 inches. So my measurements for that tent was 69 by 48. So we're going to cut all 3 of these 69 inches long. Actually, only 2 of them 69 inches long, and then we'll take another measurement on the back side when we put these in there. I had a pretty cool thing happen to me when I was in Lowe's buying these sheets of insulation. I met a community member of the Alaska Prepper channel, and his name was David. So David, if you're watching, it's very nice to meet you. As you can see, all of the walls are lined. And what I did to connect these side panels to the frame is I just used some ties. I just doubled up some ties. As you can see, it worked very well. The back is nice and even. So now we're going to go ahead and put the ceiling on. But before that, I'm going to go ahead and get all the seams with some Gorilla Tape. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the cheap way to go, but you know what? It's gonna work. Actually, Gorilla Tape is pretty expensive. Now let's put on the ceiling. Let's see if this is gonna work. I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not, but I have to cut another piece. I'm gonna have to put one of the white foam pieces up here because I don't have any more blue that's this long. But I also put a piece of wood across here to make sure that it supported this end, and the other end over there is supported by the other piece of foam. So I'm going to take a measurement here, get a piece over here, and then we'll be pretty much done with the insulation except for the front. So I did Frankenstein together. I Frankenstein together a piece that would go in there, and that's going to keep me from having to buy another whole sheet, which will be another $30. So let me go ahead and put this in here. And that went in there pretty well. So you can see, look at that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to Gorilla Tape all the seams just like I did the sides. And we'll be able to work on the door. And here we go. Not too bad for some insulation, scrap wood, and a roll of Gorilla Tape. Look at that. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're just about done. So I wanted to show you something. If you can see light coming from that end over there, and there's maybe a couple little gaps on the floor, I'm not going to seal the floor, and I'm not going to make sure that this door that I just built, you see that? I just took two pieces of the foam insulation, I taped them together, and then I also secured them together with some wood on each side. That way they're sandwiched together and they're pretty sturdy. See that? So I just got some scrap pieces of wood. Now they're pretty sturdy. You can handle them without it trying to come apart. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put that door there, make sure it fits. That door is not wide enough to encompass the entire opening. It's going to probably have about 6 or so inches on each side of open space, but I'll show you what I'm going to do about that here in a second. The reason that I really want some of that open spaces is because the heater that I'm going to place in here is a propane heater. That propane heater needs fresh air. There's going to be plenty of fresh air coming in from the bottom, and then what I'm going to do is this, when I put that heater in there, I'm going to make sure that I zip up this door to try to trap in as much heat as I possibly can, but it'll also have some fresh air from the bottom. Now remember, my goal is not to get it warm in there. My goal is just to bring the temperature up to about 20 degrees Fahrenheit or so. Even 10 degrees Fahrenheit would work. All right, so that's the goal here. Let's see how this door fits. It fits in there pretty well, not too much of a pain to put in there. And as you can see, there is about a 6-inch gap on each side, which is fine. Because what I'll do is when I do put my heater in there and I put that door back in place, I will go ahead and zip down my door, and that'll be able to hold enough heat in there to get the temperature up to where we need it to safely start those machines. So let's see how everything fits in here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it might be a pretty crude method that I used, but I call it a success. I think this is going to work out really well. And just to show you, I don't think I showed you, from the house that plugs into the house, plugs in right here. So everything is easily accessible, easy to get to. It's easy to start because it's got an electric start. Actually, they both have electric start, so all I have to do is bring a power cord out here to start the snowblower, and the generator has its own battery. I have to make sure that I charge it maybe every 2 or 3 weeks during the rough winter time to make sure it's still charged. All right, everyone, thank you very much for joining in today. I hope it was a little entertaining at least. I hope you guys have a great day, and remember, tomorrow at 12 noon Alaska time, I'll be having a live stream where I will be announcing the winner of the Nutrient Survival affiliate basket that Nutrient Survival is giving away for our last donation. So thank you everybody for joining in today. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper. I'm out.